What's up, guys? Mr. Fuentes here. So this will be my first review that I do on this, and I had to think of a name real quick, and I had to look up a bunch of names and see which ones weren't taken. And the one that I finally ended up with is the Hip Hop Peep Show. So this is where I'm just checking out people's music, so peeping them out, and I'll be giving a review on what I think about it. I've said this before, a little prelude that I put on my Instagram, but I'm only going to review albums that I like. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is going to be very podcast-like, and if I make mistakes, I'm just going to kind of keep rolling through them. So anyway, let's get started. So the first CD that I am going to review is going to be my own label mate, Chxxmpa from Funny Farm Records, and he recently dropped an album called 4604. And overall, I really liked it. Like, I genuinely liked listening to it from beginning to end. It has pretty solid tracks all the way through. I think honestly, him and Delusional Productions, I think it's Delusion Productions. Delusion's actually Chxxmpa's brother. And you can kind of tell when you listen to this, like, they had such good chemistry. Like, the beats just matched the vibe of what Chxxmpa was doing so well. And they really just did a good job together. So, I mean, great job on putting this album together. I highly recommend listening to it all the way through. And it's going to sound kind of weird because, I mean, I'm recommending this album to y'all. But I only had, like, let's see, 5 songs that I, like, would jam on a regular. But overall, from beginning to end, the CD is amazing. And let me kind of tell you why. So, to me, from beginning to end, it's a story about heartbreak. And that's very relatable to a lot of us. A lot of us have fell in love with people, and they just ended up not being the one that we thought they were, or the person that we thought they were going to be in our lives. And this CD is an amazing example of, like, how you feel when you first lose the person that you really care about, and kind of going through that, like, I want them back phase. And then it kind of goes into that, like, moving on phase where you're kind of finally trying to move on through it, but you still kind of, like, have those doubts, like, should you be moving on or should you be trying more? And then finally all the way down to acceptance, where, you know, he kind of finally accepts that she wasn't coming back, or when you finally accept that you're the person that you cared about isn't coming back. And it could be very relatable for both males and females, because the emotions just, what's the word I'm looking for? The emotion is similar throughout for love and heartbreak. The way the story is kind of told, and especially the way they arranged the CD, they convey that very well. It almost kind of reminds me of, like, Pink Floyd The Wall, of, like, how you kind of get through him as a kid, and then you kind of realize, like, he's going through stuff, and then you kind of, like, tear down the wall at the end. It's kind of how I felt, honestly. And the production was just amazing throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to try to break down some of these songs. So I'm just going to flip through some of them real quick and kind of give you, like, a little critique of what I thought about each song, and then tell you what my favorite ones were. So let's go through this real quick. So yeah, the first song's called In Love, and basically it's pretty self-explanatory. He talks about he was in love with this girl and they broke up and things. You know, beat-wise, I already said Delusional did a great job throughout with all these beats. I think it's a pretty solid intro to the CD. Going Cold. So the first one didn't really have a hook. So Going Cold is the first time you're going to hear a hook on this album, on the second song. And kind of the same thing, Going Cold. He, you know, he's just feeling kind of empty inside from the girl leaving him. And I really like the hook on this song. They did a really good job I don't know. I'm thinking Delusion also mixed the album, and he did a great job mixing this album. Especially like the hooks where they sound singy, like it's pretty much professional level sounding stuff to me. So that's really awesome. Like I really like the production throughout this whole thing. Let's see. Been Through, again, the hook for this album really stands out to me. Yeah, like it kind of has that like vibe. Like when you listen to it, kind of gets stuck in. It kind of gets stuck in your head. I really also like to point out like Don Arias is also in this song, and Don Arias is an amazing artist. Like he's probably mostly known for like his faster, grittier raps. But he could also do singing, and he does like little like singing things in between. And he does a lot of that for this, at least this song particular. It kind of shows his diversity in his music, and it's really cool. One of the songs, like I was saying, I think were one of my favorites. Woe Be Gone. The beat, I really like the beat. It kind of gets me like a Suicidal Boys types of vibe. Even the way that Chxxmpa kind of does the hook on this one and raps. It kind of gives me that vibe, that Suicide Boys vibe. I think it's pretty cool. I liked it. Delusion did a great job producing this. This one also has Suave Swag and Don Arias, and you kind of get the other side of Don Arias that people are used to hearing, the more faster, more aggressive rap, and I like the way he did it, and Suave did a good job on this one too. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. And so after this song, so after Woes Be Gone, Matches is probably my next favorite. And Matches is actually a pretty cool, so like the beat itself is pretty cool. So like the beat, it kind of seems low energy plus high energy at the same time. And I don't know how you can mix both of them and make them sound like both of them at the same time, but that's exactly how I feel when I listen to it. So it's kind of like you want to get hype, but you know there's a somber kind of feel in the background. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. It's one of my other favorite tracks on the CD. And then Chxxmpa's rapping, it's just so like, it's kind of like, I don't want to say like fast rap, but it's just like, it kind of matches the beat. Just kind of just going with it. I don't know. I like it. It sounds like slightly aggressive. So at this point in the CD, he's kind of moving from like woe is me, woes be gone, to more of like maybe she wasn't right for me. So then you get the song Matches, and then the next song after that, Red Flags, where you're starting to kind of see that, you know, there might have been some things wrong with this girl, and maybe it, you know, a lot of people like to blame themselves whenever heartbreak happens, that maybe they did something wrong. And now he's kind of getting to this point where he thinks now maybe it was her. Maybe there's red flags with her and things that were bad with her. And so like it kind of, he's now progressing through the grief cycle, and I think it's pretty cool. This is one of his singles. It kind of gave me like an 808 and Heartbreak kind of feel, like the beat, because he does like he does a little bit of weird vocals. I think it's later on, like right here, this part. Which again, I like. It's well produced. It sounds badass. It was really well done. And I don't know if anyone's a Kanye fan or not. A lot of people don't like Kanye, but you can admit that a lot of his music has some genius aspects to it. And 808 and Heartbreaks was a really good CD. And the way that it kind of incorporated some of that in this, or the vibe of that, I thought was really cool. Since it is kind of a heartbreak CD, and then it kind of had some of that kind of feel to it. Anyway, this wasn't one of my favorite songs, but I really appreciate the production in it. It really did. Delusion did a really good job with the vocals and everything. And of course, Chxxmpa's doing the vocals, but the editing and production on this is just really badass. So hit up Delusion. He's from the Fort Worth area. If y'all don't know, y'all should check him out. He does do some badass deals. So, producer Delusion. Anyway, the next part's a skit. It's called Suicidal Chaos, I believe. And it's just kind of a beat, more like an instrumental-ish type of thing. And it goes on for about 24 seconds. Yeah, 24 seconds. But it sounds like you can hear screaming in the background. And that, to me, is really cool. Because, like, just that little skit, like, you know, whenever you go through you're going through mental traumas like this, you're expected to act like a normal human being and still have to go to work, still have to do the things you're supposed to do. And in your head, you're just constantly replaying all these things that are bothering you in your outside life. And sometimes you just want to scream, like a primal, just like, just yell. And you can't. You know, it's not acceptable to be in the middle of your job and just scream like a crazy lunatic. So in the back of your head, you're screaming. And that's kind of what I think this is visualizing, is that, like, that inside hurt that you're not allowed to, like, express outward. And that's why it's, like, tucked to the back, because it's kind of like him sitting in a room and just trying to chilling, and he's just, like, just screaming inside of his head. Or maybe he's at work or wherever you want to say he's at, just screaming inside of his head, and he can't do it in real life. And I just think it's just a good representation of the feeling he's feeling at this moment. So then the next song after that is Fuck It. And to me, Fuck It is that stage where you're like, you know what, like, fuck that bitch, like, fuck everything she did, I hate her, I'm gonna go do me, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, I'm gonna party it up, I'm gonna do whatever, because I don't even care about her no more. And so, Fuck It to me is another one of the songs that I liked on this album. It's very high energy, and it's kind of like, you know, it just gives you that, like, jump up and down kind of feel. But, so basically, you know, he's trying to push all those feelings away, and he's just trying to be cool and normal. And then the next song the next track after that, it's another skit. It's very similar to the skit right before Fuck It, where it's just kind of instrumental playing, and you can kind of hear, like, screaming in the background. And it's a very slow instrumental, so it's kind of almost slowing you down for, like, the next song that's about to come up, or even changing the vibe. Whereas, like, the last song was very hype, this one's kind of like, and you can kind of hear the screaming still. And I think that's still, like, kind of representing, like, you know, he's still not completely over it, even though he just, like, did a song that's called Fuck It. He's not really over his feelings for her as much as he thought he was, and he's kind of going back into, like, more anger part of it, where he's just now he's angry about not being able to get over it, you know, because he thought he could just shrug it off and say fuck it, but now he realized that he can't. And the song's all done, but it's like he's done with that idea of trying to get over it. And so the next song is called No Regrets. It's probably another one of my favorites. And it kind of also, to me, has like a Suicide Boys type of feel to it. And I think it's just those grungy, like... But, like, the, you know, distorted audio, the grungy-ish sound, like, to me, I think that kind of symbolizes Suicide Boys at this point. But, you know, other people do it, of course, too. And I don't think he did a bad job at it. So, this is another one of my favorite songs. I really like it. Him, Ashes, and Tony. I believe the X is an O, so it's Tony Love. But they did a badass job altogether on this song. Someday, as far as I know, this whole CD was produced by Delusion, and every beat kind of has a different vibe to it. This whole CD itself is just showing a great array of beats that Delusion can do, and this one's really good. The hook really got me on this one. This song would be badass chopped and screwed. But yeah, we're finally getting to acceptance on the grief cycle. So this is the last 3 songs of the album, and he's kind of finally starting to accept that she's just not coming back, you know. And it's hard, you know, it's hard for anyone. And I really like this song. I like the violins that come in, and then the hook itself, like, it's almost intelligible. Like, you can hear what they're saying, but it's almost like you can barely hear the words sometimes a little bit. Especially on the second part, you get the lonely, and it kind of reminds you of the song Lonely from the original song Lonely, and then Akon sampled it for his Lonely. But it kind of gives you that lonely kind of feel, and then they change it up, and I don't know, they did a really cool job with this. I love it, honestly. Anyway, but really good job on that. There is a line that I wanted to point out that I thought was really cool, was that you took all my happy and turned it to hurt. I don't know, I felt that really hard. I think the next line after that's you told me I could call you, but you told me that if I needed help I could call, but no, I can't, because I ripped all your pictures off my wall. And I feel that, some people try to act I don't know the story. If I'm going by what the story of what Chxxmpa's saying in this album, and I'm kind of trying to separate Chxxmpa the artist from Chxxmpa the real person, because I don't know what happened in his real life. But from the artist's perspective, he feels like he was hurt by her. And this is kind of one of those normal, I think, things that a lot of other people can relate to. You got that person, they're like, I'm leaving you, but, if you need someone, you could call me. And I feel like that's just something people say. They say it to try to make you feel better about the situation that they're leaving you, and you don't really ever really believe it. And I think, sometimes you do try to call sometimes, and no one answers, and you feel stupid for even trying to call. And because sometimes you do need somebody, and that, this person was a person that you just shared so much of your life with, your information, and now they're just gone. So I think he took the other road where he's just no, I'm not going to call you. I'd rather just forget you. And so I ripped all your pictures off the wall. And, you took all my happy and turned it to hurt. That just is such a powerful line to me, because, you don't know. Sometimes you think you know what something is. Something like happy. You think you know what happy is until you meet someone. And then happy is now a different idea, and it's maybe even more elevated than the last idea of happy you thought of. But then when you find a new experience of happy, when it gets taken away, you find a new experience of sadness, and that sucks. You took all my happy and turned it to hurt. Yeah. The next song is an acronym, ASYCTM, which stands for Ain't Shit You Can Tell Me. It sounds like that should be an angry song, but it's actually, the beat kind of starts off pretty soft, and overall, I don't think it's a harsh song. Think about the memory of you and me, so sad, so just tell me that bullshit you tried to sell me, made me think we'd be forever. I see that you never felt me, thought your heart was being for me, I saw the truth for you left me. So yeah, it's kind of like an angry but not angry kind of like feel to it. Like he's just kind of mad about the situation. He's not really mad about her anymore. He's just kind of like, it all sucks. It just sucks. And so basically he's getting over her at this point. He's pretty much just done with it. The production was really awesome. I really like the beat on this. I like that little like bum, 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 bum. Like it's a cool little step sequence inside there. It's really cool. But the whole production overall is really cool. And then finally, the ending of the CD, Never Again. It kind of gives me one of those like, hopefully this doesn't offend Chxxmpa, but one of those emo types of songs. Like, do you ever hear the Hollywood Undead? My feet are dangling off the edge. Like, kind of feel to it. But yeah, so basically, you know, he's finally like passed, you know, to the acceptance, and it doesn't really pick up from here. A lot of it's just singy through the whole thing, but it's kind of an outro, and I think it's a perfect outro. It's a kind of the, you know, it's more somber, it's more calm, and it kind of feels like the artist Chxxmpa has finally kind of just has, at least is on the last step of acceptance and finally trying to able move on in his life. And I think it's pretty powerful ending to the CD as well. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this CD. Listening to it all the way through, you get to experience the journey, which is something that, like I said before, you don't really experience with a lot of CDs anymore. And you really do go through a journey listening to this. To me, it's a story CD. If you were to actually pay attention to all of it, like each song is its separate song and can be played singly. But if you listen from beginning to end, each song kind of plays a part in a story all the way through of heartbreak in a sense. And this was really awesome. The whole CD was awesome. And, you know, good job, Chxxmpa, for putting this out. I wish you the best luck with your future projects. This was a really, really fun CD. I've probably listened to it like 3 times already, trying to like get ready for this review. And each time I listen to it, it's just I like the production even more than I did the last time. And I'll find like little antidotes and things that you did. It was really good overall. I would really encourage everyone to check it out and tell Chxxmpa what's up. But anyway, check out Chxxmpa. You can find him on Spotify. I'll put a link on this. I'm going to try to upload this to YouTube. And if it's on Facebook, wherever I upload it, I'll put a link to his album. I really highly suggest y'all check it out. And thank y'all for sticking in this far. I didn't expect this review to go this long, but this was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope y'all enjoyed it as well. I'll be doing some more soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this review of Chxxmpa CD 4604. I guess I'll catch y'all next time. Again, this is the Hip Hop Peep Show, and thank you for checking out this CD with me. Go listen to it and have a great day. Peace.